nitrate power. You're in the dog zone for an hour. Come on. You know the number. 1-900 hot dog. 1-900 hot dog. 1-900 hot dog. Yeah, 9,000.
Welcome to the DOGGZZONE 9000, the official podcast of 1-900 Hot Dog, America's final comedy website. I'm the virtual avatar of Robert Brockway, which means I cost a lot of money and I look like shit. And with me is Cyber Sean Baby 9000.
Yes! Here I am in cyberspace, on the World Wide Web.
Painted white and very mime-ish for some reason.
I dress like a mime, they overexposed the footage. Welcome to cyberspace.
And our guest today, he's the spider in your World Wide Web, the road warrior on your information superhighway, the blowjob when you're trying to swordfish. It's Tom Reimann.
I like to think of myself as the most difficult puzzle in Leisure Suit Larry 6.
Oh, that's a good one. So like the condom underneath like the closet. You gotta like click on the corner of the closet to go get the condom.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. A real Gabriel Knight 3.
Brockway, you're the second hand in a CSI hacking scene on your keyboard.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say.
Third hand, I guess. I'll make it the fourth hand. You're the fourth hand in a CSI hacking scene.
I'll still take it. I think the fourth hand's the funniest if you're adding them one at a time. Mm-hmm. That's the true punchline. So I'll take that in the spirit in which it was surely meant, which is complimentary.
Yeah.
Before we get started on what we're talking about today, any plugs today, Tom?
Yeah, check out Gamefully Unemployed. It's the podcast and streaming network I do with David Bell, patreon.com/Gamefully Unemployed. We do lots of podcasts and streaming, like I said, movies, movie nights with our patrons, all sorts of fun stuff, so check that out.
Do it. John, anything to plug today?
Yeah, I guess I'll plug 1-900hotdog.com, the number you dial for fun.
Yeah, come support us. Come support us. If you like this podcast, you get bonus episodes of this podcast on patreon.com/1-900hotdog. And also, we're just the last humans doing comedy, like possibly forever. So even if it's only as like a preservational effort, you should probably come support us.
Speaking of comedy, can I add one thing real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Please check out our other show, Badical, BADICAL, wherever you listen to your podcasts. That's a new show that we are doing over at Gamefully Unemployed. Okay. And
a great show. There's one episode in particular really shines.
There's one really good one. Yeah. The rest are trash, but there's one real good shining star there.
I've got a plug. I was doing a cute bit early on in this show. Just purely as a scamp. It was scamp work. I was doing some scamp work where I was refusing to plug an upcoming fiction book that I have because there was a clause in my contract saying like I have to legally promote it on social media. And I'm a scamp. That's all I was doing. Scamps, you don't sue scamps. You don't sue scamps. I don't deserve that. I'm not legally speaking, I'm not saying I'm being sued right now because, side note, did you know you can be sued just for saying somebody is suing you? Like, what the fuck is that? What is that? So legally speaking, maybe that's not happening. But also, legally speaking, my new book is called I Will Kill Your Imaginary Friend for $200. It's up for pre-order right now. Go there right now. Go there and buy it. Buy it or I'm in so much fucking trouble. Do you know what they do to guys in prison who are in there for not promoting their book well enough? I don't know. It's probably not good. Do you guys think it's good? You think it might be good?
They definitely won't let you run the library cart.
It's probably bad. It's probably not like a pizza party or something. I don't think it's ever happened. I'm going to be the first one. That's going to be really bad for me. So you have to go buy my book or I'm going to prison. So please, I Will Kill Your Imaginary Friend for $200. It's coming out January 20th, 2026. Buy it because I have all the passwords for this site. And they don't let you podcast in prison.
I'm writing a book. It's called I Refuse to Promote This Book for a Pizza Party.
So Sean's going to be in prison with me, and you're going to have nothing to listen to. Go buy the fucking book. All right, today we brought Tom on because he is our resident expert on the year 1995, which is a crazy thing to need a resident expert on, but we do. It was a crazy year.
Yeah, I was the only person who selected that as a major. I was the first person to do that.
And you're like a professor on pop culture of 1995.
I'm like a tattoo-getting professor in the basement of my VR lab.
So VR was like, it was everywhere. 1995 especially was so sure that virtual reality was going to happen. And that's also the year, by the way, that the Virtual Boy came out. So for some reason, we had our best attempt at virtual reality, and it was fucking garbage. But pop culture was still like, yeah, but that's...
No, this is it. This is it.
Nah, just wait a couple years,
to be
baby.
It.
They put out Virtuosity the same year as the Virtual Boy.
The Net was also this year.
They thought Russell Crowe would like in full high def just going to be like eating your panties tomorrow, but for today it's Virtual Boy. So it was almost inevitable that somebody was going to say, "What about X-Files?"
Yeah,
but
like a
but
glass
virtual reality.
demon Russell Crowe dressed like Eddie Murphy in Boomerang.
That's what it says on the back of the box.
That's right.
Let's do that. Let's make this a Virtuosity pod. That's so much more fun.
Let's
than
do
this.
Virtuosity.
Yeah, let's pivot.
Yeah. I'm fine with it.
Because this podcast is about a show called VR.5, which was X-Files, but virtual reality. It didn't make it a whole season. It was canceled after 10 episodes. And just for any of our younger listeners, that used to be considered a hilarious failure.
That's true. 10 episodes is like a lot now.
Yeah, that's a miracle success story.
To be clear, it's a miracle for this show. I'm astonished it made it 10 episodes.
Yeah, it's
the fact that it got
amazing.
picked up kind of blows my mind.
Right, yeah, the fact that anyone saw this.
I mean,
I was like, yes. I need to see where this goes.
It is jaw-droppingly stupid in like a couple of serious ways. Like as you get into it, you're like, oh, that's fucking stupid. And then it like goes a different direction. You're like, okay, that's dumber than I thought was possible. Like, we'll get
I thought
we'll
I was stupid,
details.
but then here we are.
Yeah, they did really innovate in the field of dog shit. Like real powerful dog shit innovations happening.
They managed to pitch like 6 different shows in 42 minutes. None of them work.
Yeah, not all of them were terrible.
And then
what's weird is it had a pretty solid cast too for what it was, for B-list 90s TV show. It had Laurie Singer, it had Anthony Head, it had Stephen Root, Adam Baldwin, of course, in this episode. Sean, Marky Post later.
I know.
There's a Marky Post.
Trust me,
wow.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm a big Marky Post guy.
So the reason nobody's heard about it partly was because it was canceled so early. And part of why it was canceled were that the VR effects that were in the show, there was like a novel method for doing this. They shot everything in black and white, and then they brought in like a full staff to hand paint color back onto every frame.
Oh yeah, that's how they did Tron.
Yeah, it's kind of how they did Tron. This was like on a much larger scale. It took their artists a full month for every episode.
A much larger scale than Tron.
Yes. And what that wound up meaning was that every episode of this show cost $1.5 million in 1995.
That's why it's called VR.5.
Dude, that's because see, when I saw the VR scenes, I swear to God, I thought they just put everyone in funny costumes and mime paint and then overexposed the camera. And in my notes, I speculate like, obviously this is free, right? Yeah, anybody could do that for free, which really was, it was pissing me off because that meant that they were kind of just limited by their imagination, right? If all they're going to do is like film a regular scene and bump up the brightness, like it doesn't have to be like limited to what they can make out of CGI. It doesn't have to be limited by that budget. And yet now to find out that this show had clearly a giant pile of money they could pull from, it's so fucking crazy. It makes everything more stupid. And I already thought it was like among the stupidest things I'd ever seen.
So like 10 episodes, that's $10 million, right? Well, no, it's because it was 1.5, right?
It was 1.5.
So it's $15
Nobody can do
million.
that. No, don't even try. The math's too hard.
That's 15% of a Batman Forever.
It's worse because it was canceled after 10 episodes, but they made 13 of them.
Oh no.
So there's just $4.5 million they just burned.
They
As
just
if this
burned.
regular
And that's
show
again,
isn't.
25% of a Jurassic Park.
That's 1995 money. Like, I don't know what that is in today's money. I asked Google AI and it told me to drink poison. But it's probably it's probably like
They could
$50
have
million
made, Tom, they could have made an FR07 with that kind of cash. You ever seen Freddy as FR07?
No.
It is maybe...
Well, take a look.
Man, they could have made so many virtuosities for that. No, they could have made one virtuosity for that.
Right, they could have made Virtuosity 2. Russell Crowe goes to Hawaii. I don't know what the... Actually, yeah. No, it's that. It's just a tropical version. I was gonna try to beat it, but fuck no. Russell Crowe just surfing.
That's where all ideas go.
He's surfing he's literally surfing in the web. Like that's what it is.
You either die a hero or live long enough to go Hawaiian.
You could have made that. It's astonishing. Like, I don't think, even as like a Brewster's Millions gambit, I don't think I could have made something look this bad for that amount of money. Like,
Yeah.
I would have thought of something a little bit better.
You'd have to have Penn Jillette drive a Porsche.
It's in a hand painted mime Tron vision. Just it's incredible. This will make more sense as we get into the episode. So let's start.
You could have taken Marky Post on $1 million date 19.5 times. I just wanted to put it into perspective.
Oh shit, he's right.
You could have taken Marky Post to see Virtuosity.
Yes. 72.8 million times.
You could have bought her 60 million bikinis. It would have been I'm just saying, like, the amount of joy you could have introduced to...
You could have taken Marky Post bikini shopping with Russell Crowe.
Absolutely.
I'd watch that
for
movie.
that amount of money.
Mm-hmm. They could
right,
each
so the
try on
episode
different bikinis, zanier than the last.
And Russell Crowe in Virtuosity would eat every single one off of her. Like, that's just his character. He's such an
Or just
aggressive...
from a basket. While she's in there changing, he's just eating a basket of bikinis.
Yeah, that's him. He's just... If it's panty adjacent, he's eating them. That's everybody watch Virtuosity. What a great movie.
Yeah.
What a great movie that is.
Just eating a stack of gift cards at the register.
So we're talking about the pilot episode of VR.5, VR.5. And it all starts in Pasadena in 1978 with like a really befuddled British father introducing his daughters to the idea of the home computer.
David McCallum from The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Shockingly, for what this was, a shockingly good cast. He just kind of passively invents the idea of the internet while he's explaining computers to them, which is what we did to show that somebody knows computers back in the day.
Right.
Well,
like
he's
anytime.
explaining to his family all the stuff he stole from work.
Yeah, he does clarify when his wife asks him, like, we don't have the money for all of this. He's like, don't worry, darling, this is embezzlement.
Right. And his wife, who is Louise Fletcher, her face lights up at that.
Yeah, she
she
thinks
likes
that's
it
really
that
naughty
Oh, what a
fun.
fun gift for the
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, that's the only way she gets off is like the crimes that they do together.
Oh yeah, that's
They
why
were
she's
trying to do that-
catatonic later.
That cute little thing where you're like, this is in the past, like in the 80s. So he's like, look at this, 16K of memory. Like they're doing this little bit of how like, look at the numbers are so small and funny. But like, that's exactly what this fucking show turned into in 18 months. Like the numbers they rattle off later in the show are both like mysterious and strange, but also comically small. Like she's like, I got a rig with 40 megs. And I'm like, megs of fucking what? And like, that seems like not a big number. So they're like
Really?
doing a bit, but it's like what this show turned into by the time it was broadcast, probably.
It'll never happen to us.
Right.
Just the confidence. Hubris. It's hubris the show. The whole thing. Mm-hmm. The whole thing, start to end, is just pure
they
hubris.
figured out how to jack into the VR space.
So after bragging that he's embezzling all of this from work, and we see no problem with that, one of the daughters, whose name is Sydney, she's going to be the main character later, she meets with a sinister man outside that wants to talk to their father, and he does the like the father sees him and goes, "I told you never to come here," which either means he's being blackmailed or they're having an affair. Like, I'm not sure what the vibe was. The vibe is
the
very
vibe's
dependent.
affair, but all of the romantic like chemistry seems off in this show. So I didn't trust it.
Right. It's like he's having an affair with a mortician.
Yeah, I'd buy
Yes, you know, it makes sense. You know,
Which
he
is
steals
very
all this,
British. That's a real British
right?
like, show.
He works with computers, so he doesn't understand the living.
Uh-huh. That's how they get along. I get you.
Yeah.
This is a better show, by the way. I'm gonna greenlight this one. But your budget is only $50 million, like it was for this.
We only have $50 million
This part
for the
was
first
very,
half of season 1.
This part was unnerving because this creep like comes up to the little girl and he's like, "Oh, you're very pretty," and then she like invites him into the house and. I don't know,
That's
man.
how he introduces himself.
If this happened to my daughter, she'd come inside with his arm and say, "Dad, I bit this off a psychopath outside. Called her, get a garbage pickup for the rest of this fucker." No, but I seriously did show this to my daughter. And she's like, "Dude, what the fuck is she doing?"
Right.
Like the amount of stranger danger happening.
Honey,
And it's
you know not to do
didn't
this,
know
right?
not to do this. Like I mean, yeah, they knew.
It's like
that.
It's like they accidentally filmed a vampire. It's just like, well, we don't see what's wrong with this.
Yeah.
But they do. They invite him in, and like, so now later, the whole family, like, they argue. They invite him in. The father, I guess, also the mother and the stranger all argue like they have a secret together, which affair. It's got to be a fair, right?
Gotta be.
Oh yeah, they're a throuple.
Yeah, but then he takes the girls later. They're taking the girls out for ice cream to, I guess, bribe them to forget about all of the throuple stuff.
Well, yeah, at first, yeah, because it's like Louise Fletcher's like, "Come on, girls, get your dresses on," and they're like, "But it's practically the middle of the night," which confused me because they still had their little boyfriend there. No, he's got to go
Yeah.
home, even though it's really late.
Fuck that kid. This little boy, and then he leaves. And he's like, "Parting is such sweet sorrow, man."
Yeah, shut up and leave. I quote Shakespeare back.
Kidding me?
Fuck out of here, kid.
Yeah, I cut him from my notes like they should have cut him from this show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I didn't remember him
cut-
until this
cut
very
that
moment.
mention of him. Fuck that kid. Let's go on IMDb and copyright strike his name. Get him off the.
Nobody needs to know this kid ever existed. That's what he deserves.
Anyway, the point of this whole like scene, which it's just a very odd decision because you think usually how they're going to do this scene is like, oh, the mom's going to take the two daughters out while the guy argues about something secret and like ice cream was the distraction. No, the girls eavesdrop on the whole conversation and then they reward that with ice cream in the middle of the night.
Except now dad's taking them out instead of
Yeah.
mom. So I figured, like at first I figured Louise Fletcher was trying to get him out of the house so they could bang it out or whatever it was they were going to do. But I guess they did that. So tagging her in, I don't know, like, you know.
Many inexplicable decisions.
It's a complicated group dynamic, which is why most thruples
Yeah.
don't end up working.
Guys, I don't want to brag, but I knew all this was bullshit and they didn't know how to tell a story already. So I didn't write down any of this. I was like, all this is going to be fucking wrong and confusing.
I wrote
Honestly-
down the evidence to like it's amazing how fast like this opening scene where you're like, I get what they're trying to do, but why'd they fuck all of it up so badly?
Yes.
Like, why is it so confusing? And why are they so now they're going for ice cream in the middle of the night? But it leads to one scene which I really like. Which is they're out there driving out to get ice cream, and the girls start fighting in the back seat. And the dad turns around to talk to her in that like 70s, 80s style where like, I'm going to turn all the way around and not look at the road. And he instantly goes out of control. Like, that's always the joke, right? Like, you can't turn around like they do in old TV shows and make this prolonged eye contact or you'll crash. And the second he tries it, he's like, whoa, fuck. Like, there's no other car. There's not a cat running across the road. He's just like, oh, fuck, I fucked up so bad.
Right. He's driving straight at the guardrail and he's like swerves into it. You know how they tell you to like steer into a slide? He just steers into the guardrail.
Steer into the river. That's
Like
what
he
they
ju-
teach you.
Like he turns all the way around like a person who is trying to kill his family.
He turns like he's seen it on TV shows and it's the first time he's tried it. He's like, they always do that on Blossom or whatever. Like, I guess it's the 70s. They always do that on Welcome Back. I was thinking 1995, but this would be the 70s. So Welcome Back Cotter? Wait, this is British. Welcome Back Cottlesworth?
Cotland. Yeah, Cobblesworth. That's what they called it there.
Hey, welcome back, Cobblesworth. That's what they do on Welcome Back, Cobblesworth. He'll turn around and talk to Cobblesworth. the whole time. The second he tries it, he crashes and dies right there. It's incredible.
It's a pretty spectacular crash, too.
And they called Blossom Spotted Dick over there. I don't know why.
So we flash
Yeah, so he
forward
kills
to
his
Los
family.
Angeles. Yeah, he kills his family.
Kills his entire family.
My notes just say the teddy bear floats lifelessly. And I think that's kind of a beautiful note to take for this terrible, shitty show.
Kills his whole family trying to sit backwards on a chair. It's what that equates to.
Yeah, to be clear, it's not just like there's a spinning spectacular car crash and then it like is like 17 years later. No, we sit beneath the water with them and watch them drown.
Yes.
It's almost a PSA on don't do that thing where you turn around and talk to people in the back seat. Like I know it looks cool on TV, but it only takes once.
Yeah, it's a 42-minute. I'm just saying it's a 42-minute pilot, and at least 40 seconds of that is 2 children drowning.
Time well spent.
Really. So then they cut forward to Los Angeles, the present day, 1995, where Sydney,
Is this when we get the opening credits? Because that's when I started taking notes in earnest. That's when the opening credits start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, just because it's rattling through, like you were saying, it has a pretty great cast. So this first episode, it was just like an increasing number of jump scares. You know, it's like, oh, fucking Will Patton as Professor Bloom. It's like, what? Adam Baldwin, what? And then it's like, and Penn Jillette as Kravitz. What?
Why haven't I heard of this show? Oh, right.
Yeah, you're right. Huh?
All of the evidence I've seen up until now.
But it was really coming off like one of those USA action movies or something. And Penn Jillette as Kravitz is 100% one of those credits. Also, 5 people created this show.
Yeah, that's all never a good sign. I just like that it's from like it's such a time capsule of the point in history where we're like, Penn Jillette can play a normal human being, right? He doesn't have to be Penn Jillette in this. No, he absolutely does. He cannot play a normal human being.
Penn Jillette in this.
Yeah, it's just Penn Jillette every time he's on screen.
He's like a lesser Shaq in terms of like in how he
White
can't
Shaq,
be
yeah.
Right. In terms of how he can't be anything but what he is.
Yeah, he's a white Shaq. I follow you.
Yeah.
He's a juggling white Shaq. That's a great way to describe him.
Well, that's the white version of basketball.
The white version of basketball.
That's everything he does is white Shaq. So it's, in modern day, Sydney is a telephone line installer, but only just. It's her first week on the job. So it's not like all of the computer trauma of like watching her dad die screaming about embezzling a computer. It's not like that shaped her or anything. She just happened to stumble into this job 17 years later, which, by the way, would make her like 25 and this is her first job? She says it's her first job.
It's a little weird. Plus, she's been an orphan this whole time, right?
Yeah, I feel like orphans work earlier than most.
Yeah, I would agree. Adam Baldwin's flirting with her here, and she very clearly hates it. And to me, I thought the scene was trying to like illustrate how every waking moment is a minefield for a woman. Like just even in the workplace, dudes are throwing it at him. But like, obviously, as we find out later, she is into it, and like one of her struggles is like, how do I get this guy to notice me?
Right. That was like the other really shocking moment. I was going to bring up a something to compare it to. It was a movie that Dave and I covered recently, but now I can't even remember what it was. But the point is, it was a horror movie, and the male lead was this aggressive shithead that was just clearly the most awful dude ever. And the most awful reveal of the horror movie is that he was the good guy. And Ninja 3. Ninja 3. It's Ninja 3. It's the cop in Ninja 3. Yes. It's the cop in Ninja 3. So this
classic horror movie.
This is the same way where you're like Adam Baldwin is like, you're right, this first scene, like it's so charmless and aggressive. You're like, well, clearly he's supposed to be. But like later on, she's like, tee-hee, I need to call him. I was like, wait. I was the most disappointed in this show at that moment than any other part of it.
It's Adam Baldwin. That's like casting shorthand for this guy's a creep. Like even back then. Even back then, like before we knew stuff about Adam Baldwin, you were like, he's just the guy we get to play a creep, to play like a handsome creep.
Well, even then, if you didn't even want to go that far, very clearly he's at least a murderer.
Yeah, no question.
I mean, pointless, I guess. It shouldn't be, because if you see Adam Baldwin, you're like, oh, that's a murderer. He's Adam Baldwin in a 90s show, baby. That's a murderer. I got it.
Everyone saw it coming except her.
So she gets off work, and how she relaxes at home is in virtual reality. So like
just zooming around.
Yeah, she's just sitting around. This is like the virtual reality they show is like the level of virtual reality we probably would have been capable of in 1995. Like, it's Virtual Boy.
It's just literally, it's like a GoldenEye level.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's 6 weird shapes and 4 colors. I counted. Her avatar is like a formless mound of flesh with part of a leg, and she's leaning back in her VR headset going, the forest.
I'm sorry. I was confused about where we are. I thought we were talking about in a little bit when she's flying through the city.
No.
Right.
She's on a Turkish trapper keeper, and her weird.
Sure is.
She's just chilling out.
Not playing it. She's just like, I love to relax here in this space.
Prize, yeah.
Like where I can be a mound next to a blue stripe.
I'm this yawning, stretching blob here next to the triangle.
She takes her headset off. She reveals she has a full working AI virtual reality assistant on her computer. And for 1995, it blows up a picture, like a paper cutout of her, and starts putting dollhouse clothes on her to determine her optimum outfit, all while a robotic voice is reading the weather. And the outfit it comes up with is t-shirt, blue jeans, flannel shirt, shoes, optional. So it's broken, is what the scene is trying to say, because she leaves the house.
Look, clearly, Cher Horowitz has the superior version of this software. But of course, she lives in Beverly Hills, so who knows how much that cost.
The AI robot that we're supposed to believe is futuristic, the outfit it tells her to leave the house in is what she's already wearing, but without shoes.
No, that's about right. That's what, flash forward 30 years. What
Yeah,
did AI tell you to wear?
That's the reality, but you shouldn't know that. You shouldn't know that in the 1995.
It's kind of prophetic.
Jeans, a roller skate on your head.
To have AI, but no good use for it. It's just this fucking piece of shit that tells you dumb shit. Yeah, that's what it is. That's all it does.
That was the limit of our imagination then as well. It's like we never got any better. It just sits there reading the weather and badly answering a question for you.
And telling you to just walk around LA without shoes. So passively trying to kill you. Just like the modern ones try to get you to drink poison. All in all, very prophetic. It's true. So she does leave the house. She realizes her car is blocked in by a Porsche owned by Penn Jillette, playing the only role he ever gets to play, Penn Jillette, which is to say a total fucking dickhead.
Yeah, and he won't move his car because he's on the phone long distance. And I don't know. This feels like obviously psychopath behavior, but there's protocols in place. If someone says, "Hey, I'm too big a dick to move my car," you just get it towed. Especially because he's parked behind multiple cars in parking spots.
He is blocking 3 people in. It's such a it's so cartoony of a dickhead that it's like you said, it's psychopathic behavior.
Yeah,
who would do this except somebody trying to start fights with 6 people?
This is back, this is such an artifact of its time where we're he can act he scans as a normal human being on film, right? No, he doesn't. He scans as Penn Jillette all the time. Just an enormous physical asshole.
Also, he was the voice of Comedy Central at this time, too. So anytime I saw him in a movie or in any other context, it weirded me out.
It should weird you out. I would argue that's not a natural thing to see in any other context.
No,
Unless he's on stage in Vegas, you should feel like you're in danger if Penn Jillette's around. I think that's a natural response. So she's such a loser, she just gives up and takes the bus to work. And the first thing Adam Baldwin says to her at work is, "No boyfriend or husband, huh? All alone in the big city." You're a loser, huh? All right.
Mine's because I'm a murderer. What's your deal?
I was going to say, I feel like the scene gives too much away.
Yeah, he's I'm the same. I can't find anybody. Those evil bitches. I can't believe they.
And their delicious flesh. And collectible hair.
But she loves it. She's so shy. I can't possibly, Adam Baldwin. I can't wait until you fall off a horse and turn Republican or whatever it is that happened to you.
It was failing to catch the predator. That really He never got over that.
But she's in love with him. Like, this is a scene where it's established that she's like too shy to ask out the
least
sexually aggressive dick at her job.
I do agree that's what the scene what's supposed to happen in that scene. It's so hard to get that from what happens in the scene, or like, because what plays out in the scene is these are two horrible people who hate each other and can't stand to be around one another. And then she goes home and is like, I'm so in love with him. Like, what?
Right. It has the meet cute energy of a guy trying to like lure a kid into a car with some candy.
That's a good way to describe it.
That's where the romance
But
feels.
they are meant for each other, because the second she goes home, she hacks into the telephone database, which is a really bizarre scene where this looks like vaguely Egyptian hieroglyphics or something on her screen that says Ultra, and that's the phone book. And the first thing she does is hacks in and finds Adam Baldwin's number and calls him, only to whisper, "Wrong number," and then hang up. So, like, just a total stalker criminal loser. Mm-hmm. And, like, I guess we're supposed to root for that because she's a woman?
It's also weird if she's going to be late for work someday. Like, she wouldn't have this number already to call, like, her supervisor.
Yeah, also, we used to have a book with full of just numbers.
Sure,
like,
you could just look his name
That was
up
a thing we did have.
in a book. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like he doesn't work for the Pentagon or anything.
This is the future. So, like, if we put the book in a computer, it makes it more impressive. Like, remember her dad said in the beginning when he's bragging about all the computer stuff he stole from work, he's like holds up one of the cassettes. He's like, I can almost fit a whole book in here.
I just wanted to point out that's a great example of how, like, the screenwriter knows what they need to get to. We need to demonstrate that she's a super cyber hacker, and she also needs this guy's phone number, but they didn't figure out a way to make that work. So they just did it anyway. And that's kind of what this whole show is like, they know where they need to get. They just never solve any of the problems that a normal screenwriter would.
Super bizarre scene. And one of the things that's so weird about it is the soundtrack. Because the whole time this is going on, the hacking music is just a didgeridoo playing, and you're like, what? Why is that what's going on? And
Turns out it's diegetic.
Yeah, hold on.
Sorry.
I took one clip from this show, and it's this clip, and it's very important.
Didgeridoo. Stealth technology. Australian Aboriginal. Very primal. Some bird?
No, thanks.
Beautiful. More for me. Cans?
Kitchen.
So
this fucking guy just wanders into her apartment to get her cans.
It's the weirdest fucking scene. He wanders in, and that's when we realize this isn't the soundtrack. She's blasting, or possibly her hacking is making a didgeridoo noise.
She's listening to full on the Crash Bandicoot soundtrack.
To which he says stealth technology, as though the word stealth means cool, which I don't think it ever did. I don't think that was real.
Is he saying that, like, the Aborigine people that created the didgeridoo, like, were like secret time travelers, maybe? Or this is their version of VR, is the didgeridoo noise?
Or like
I solved it.
He thinks he's looking at her hacking, he's listening to the didgeridoo, and he's thinking, oh, you're hacking with the didgeridoo. Just like the Aborigines. I don't fucking know. It's so crazy. It's one of those things that Jason Pargin could write 9,000 words about, and you'd still be like, this is necessary. I'm glad we're doing this. And then he says, very primal, and she has no response. And then he says, some bird?
I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Some bird?
I just wrote, offers her some bird.
Yeah, some bird? And she says no, and then he says cans?
Cans?
And she says kitchen. And you're like, you've given me context for nothing that has happened there.
Who is this man?
It does it. It feels like someone gave themselves a strange, like, writer's assignment. Like, I'm going to have two characters talk for a full minute without ever saying a full sentence. Just like as a goof, just as a thing.
With neither acknowledging each other fully. Like, it's a really bizarre scene. And then so he goes into the kitchen, and then he starts yammering about how every Australian Aborigine is taught a song at birth that's really a map of Australia, and like they must just stand in one place and sing that song 24/7 because that's the only way anybody in Australia navigates is by the unique song of the Aborigines, which I didn't look that up, but it feels like one of those things that's not true. But it's the 90s, so that you can just say whatever shit you want.
Oh yeah, I'd like this show is spitting things out like that at such a speed. I just assumed it was just more bullshit. Like all the computer stuff is just like complete. It's like the German in Die Hard. It's just complete gibberish.
I completely bought it.
Like all the Aborigines just stand at one place and are like mile markers, and that's how you
part of my
navigate?
identity now. If you tell me that's wrong, I will fight you.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying, I think it was one of those things that was in the 90s where you're like, what are people going to do? Look it up on the internet, which this show is about? Fuck.
Right, that's the other thing is it's showing us technology that already exists and being like, what if this technology exists, but it was like magical? It's like, dude, we have this.
So she does use virtual reality again. This time it is that 90s shit you mentioned earlier where it's like the city from Grand Theft Auto 3.
Right. And I said earlier that part, like finding out that she has a crush on Adam Baldwin was the most disappointed I got in the show. This moment is the least disappointed I was in the show, which is where she's making Superman arms at her desk to fly through the air.
If it was all that and you just lawnmower manned it, like, fuck yes, I would be fully on board, but that's not what happens because Penn Jillette calls to yell at her about the car some more for some reason, and she gets the brilliant idea, the first person ever, to put the phone call that she's on down on the modem cradle, and now, boom, that's all it takes. She and Penn Jillette are together in dog shit virtual reality world because she put the phone where a guy was talking into the modem cradle. First time that's ever happened.
I actually found what he was saying more notable because he was complaining about the note she put on his car. She's like, hey, maybe don't park here, even though she already told him not to park there. And then he screamed at her that she had to go to 7-Eleven to buy tampons all the time. And he's like, don't blame me for your shitty life. You have to go to 7-Eleven buy tampons all the time. And I thought that's such a wild thing to write and say later. I don't know. The fact that she sent him into cyberspace by putting the phone down is like, that's so much less weird than that first part.
Yeah, I didn't even take note of that because that's a Penn Jillette thing to say.
Yeah,
that's
right.
why you don't put him
say.
in things as a human. It's because he'll say stuff like that. And you're like, oh, that's not right. That's not what a human would do at all.
It's almost what he named his child.
It's like some sort of charmless white shack. I don't get it. But she brings him into dog shit virtual reality world.
Right. She incepts him into her own virtual reality mind, which is a CD-ROM cutscene.
Yeah, it's all everybody's painted like a mime. It's like it's Mimetron. It's Mimetron is what it is.
I have written down that he looks like the Joker's piano teacher.
That's a good way to put it.
Yes, yeah.
And everything
really
is moving in wacky frame skip motion.
Yeah, dude, it's a Kool-Aid commercial.
And it cost $1.5 million.
Yeah, it did.
Did they run over a real Porsche or did they use a miniature?
God, they better have run over a real one for the $1.5 million,
That's true.
right?
Maybe that's where the money went. Because they did shit
It looked like a real steamroller, but a fake car.
Right.
So he doesn't understand why he's in Joker world now, but he's willing to move his car now that he's been teleported by a cyber witch into Joker world. He's like, fine, I'll move my car. And then a steamroller comes along.
At this point in the show, it's very confusing because we don't really know if he, like, why and how he's here, but also he doesn't know that he's here. Like, this all happens subconsciously. I guess this is a reveal later, but keep in mind that at this point, nothing makes sense in a way that's, like, really aggressive.
Yeah, I also want to say, keep in mind that at this point in the pilot for this new series, it is not clear what this show is about. No idea what this show is going to be about.
13 made, 10 aired. Incredible. God, it was so easy. It was so easy in the 90s.
Right.
It was just all free money.
We were off by 10 years.
It was all fucking free money. God damn it. So a steamroller comes and crushes his car in virtual reality, and then a bus comes by, and Pendulette's just like, guess I'm taking the bus. He tries to sit down on a boombox for some reason, only the boombox grows spikes. And then I have it in my notes here, unearthly mannequin children wearing Jared Fogelman's old pants for a necklace tell him they'll move it when they're good. They'll move it when they're good and ready. Everybody else saw that, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Okay.
I guess on the bus reading the Harry Potter newspaper.
Yeah, it's just hell. It's just Kool-Aid man
It's hell. It's hell. It's the same hell where they filmed that Money for Nothing video.
And there's like a John Waters mannequin there, and he strips nude to say "wow," and then like a woman
bus driver has
fire
no
at him.
pupils. Yeah.
Yeah, the bus driver takes off his shades to reveal he has no pupils.
And it's like maybe the 250th weirdest thing there, but they play it off like, dear God, he has no pupils. How can this be in this realm of madness?
Yeah, the lady just breathed fire at you.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a bubble tape commercial. I don't know why anybody was threatened.
Yeah, this is pretty normal in the 90s.
Yeah,
it scans as a nightmare world. It's like a hell world in every way but one, and that's when Sydney looks up to catch her reflection in the mirror and realizes she's dressed kind of goth and kind of likes it. It's like, oh my God, could I pull off a goth look? That's what she takes away from being trapped in the hell dimension.
I actually have in my notes, she's not pulling it off. I strongly disagree with her.
No, she's not. She thinks she is. She's like enamored. That's what I'm saying. She gasps and is like, oh my God, is that me? I'm so beautiful.
I have in my notes, she's not pulling it off. She's actually leaving this outfit on. That's all I had.
So apparently it's all worth it because in VR world, she washed her hair and has a crop top. So she's like, oh my God, I got to get back there. I got to get back to VR world as soon as she's kicked out.
I wanted to say also that like our first introduction to the Inception world that she can make, it's not only is it like this weird hellscape, but also we're in a fixed point of view position with Pendulette. Like,
yeah, which is never where you want to be. That's never a good, like any other point of view would be great.
He's our Virgil on this journey.
See the world like Pendulette does. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't need that.
Yeah, we're all set.
So she immediately realizes, oh my God, I brought that man into the machine. I would not assume any of that is the machine world if I saw John Waters' mime mannequin. I would assume that I had died and gone to hell before I assumed that was virtual reality.
Yeah. I would just
buy
some bubble tape.
She says somebody's got to know, and then she types into her computer to no particular application. She types virtual reality is real, and then she leans back like, now they know.
Just into her DOS prompt.
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
It's job well done. Somebody's got to know.
Like the product exists?
Virtual reality is real. And then the computer returns back like, command unrecognized? What do you mean, bitch? Jesus. What were you talking to?
Cannot find the program. Virtual reality is real.
All right.
It unplugs itself.
Back to square one.
She immediately is like, no, we have to try this again. She gets that stoner roommate who thought Aborigines were the GPS, were the original GPS, I guess.
He was right about that. God damn it! It's like you never listen.
Of course. And she recruits him.
Is there like a weeb for Aborigines? Because I think that's what he is.
Probably, knowing Australians, I'm assuming it's unspeakable, and I can't.
I'm trying to think what you'd call it, but every option's racist.
There's no way.
It's such a cursed slur that it's like the black speech of Mordor. You literally can't say it.
Nice fucking try, Tom. I'm not getting canceled today. But so she recruits the neighbor to go to a payphone. They try it again. It works, and they're in a Technicolor jungle. Only they're both like corpse gray. And he tells her, I always wanted to shower together. So they do. They shower together in virtual reality, like immediately.
It's like I have written down, it's like a poolside shower in the Black Lodge where you're being spied on by Phil Collins.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah.
And then I guess she force morphs him into Adam Baldwin, which seems like a nightmare.
Yeah. That's
I think
the
Adam
worst.
Baldwin may have force morphed him into Adam Baldwin.
I don't know. Either way, his identity is erased. Like, she's established this as a mind-to-mind connection, and then she's like, "Hey, guess what? You're Adam Baldwin now." Like, is that what happened to Adam Baldwin? Is that what made him Republican? Is like he being John Malkovich himself somehow?
That would make a lot of sense.
To do that.
I think this is where I realized the show was very, very designed for women. Like, because this is a very woman way to use virtual reality to kill a magician and then have sensual jungle sex, and also for like all this complicated technology, just be like a magic dream. This is one horse away from perfect lady fiction. Let me know in the comments if I have a full understanding of women.
Yes. Yeah, I know up to 3, and 100% correct.
Good.
All of them have killed a magician.
I feel like that's the first thing a woman would do with unlimited technology.
Oh, yeah.
You can't force Baldwin a man. You can't go into a man's mind and force him into a Baldwin.
No, that's a violation of some kind, yeah.
That's against some sort of international treaty. That's not cool.
I'd be so pissed.
You got to be in the middle of the ocean to do that shit.
I look down at my hands and I'm like, God, are these Adam Baldwin's hands? This is some bullshit.
Not again.
Okay. So we
Fly, only he's turning into Adam Baldwin.
we hard cut out of there to the neighbor going, egg cream? He just loves to say like a 1-sentence question that doesn't have anything to do with anything else.
Yeah,
he's the most confounding character.
I know. I feel he starts to feel like an escalating dare because each scene it begins with them like entering a place and he's in the middle of saying the most fucking crazy thing you've ever heard.
Egg cream,
and it doesn't
bird?
connect to anything that's happening.
Egg cream, bird, cans. So he offers her an egg cream from the payphone in the junkyard inside his apartment where he also lives. I have no idea what this physical space they're in is supposed to be. It's every moment of this show is just a confounding mess. She decides she has to tell somebody about this, and luckily the neighbor, this rudderless stoner who lives in an impossible junkyard, luckily he knows the world's top virtual reality scientist. Which is a hell of a way to end that scene. I wish I could get away with ending scenes like that, where I just have the loser be like, "Oh, what, you need to talk to the top scientist in that thing? Yeah, I know that dude. Let's go see him. He's my bro."
The trick is, Brockway, is you just keep going and you never look back.
and you be born in the perfect time to write this shit in 1995. So the top VR scientist is Robert Picardo. Also, again, feels like a bigger get than this show deserves.
He sure was. The jump scares continue.
He takes her through his own VR program, which is just the Lawnmower Man fuck simulator. Like, it's exactly.
Oh yeah,
that.
he's very clearly trying to like nudge her into it.
Like, yeah,
like he brings her in there, and it is obvious. It has never been a more obvious sexnasium.
Yes, that's like, oh, I get it. You want us to like turn into a dragonfly together. I understand what this is. You pervert.
It's like, this is my gel.
Yeah, he says, touch my hand. The gel makes it feel real. So he gelled her up. You get gelled up to go in virtual reality.
Yeah,
This is like getting in an old Econoline with a stranger. Like, don't gel up and hop into whatever VR program he has going on.
What makes it funnier is the actress is she's conveying disappointment in this scene because she's really underwhelmed with what this guy has, and it's not on the level of what she was doing like she hoped. But in the context of what we're talking about, that disappointment comes across in a different way.
Yeah. Oh,
and super normal for him. Yeah, he's like, God, no one ever wants my gel hand.
Yeah, for once, I wish a VR scientist would gel me up and it wasn't a sex thing.
That's so much to ask.
But, yeah, no,
so
but
she's like,
because he's got like the marble columns you would see in like the early virtual reality. They're playing this really shitty tennis. And she's like, this sucks. Because she did just fucking cyberspace. Like, she is the leading cyber realm, pioneer.
She kidnapped Penn Jillette.
Yes.
Into cyberspace. She's the elite.
She forced Baldwin to man.
That's true, yeah.
What? She's like, is this all you can do? I can turn people into a Baldwin with my mind. You can? Don't. Are you kidding me? Don't do that. He came so close to getting Baldwined. Holy shit. The bullet he just dodged.
Sphere. I gotta make a chrome sphere.
So she's like disappointed with it, and he's like, oh.
Over a checkerboard.
and a marble column. So she's like disappointed, and what Robert Picardo says at the end of the scene is, oh, I just happen to know the inventor of virtual reality. He's now a virtual philosopher. So like this is now 2 scenes in a row. We've just been like, oh, I happen to know the number one guy.
And don't you worry, he is also within driving distance.
Again, the screenwriter knew where they had to get. They just never figured out an interesting way to do it or a sensible way to do it. Also, another thing that you could not get away with is, did you guys notice like how really bad the dubbing is? Because it's like it's a VO where he's like, oh, this is where you got to go to find this this professor, but it's like really, really bad audio. Like they took it out of a bad clip, or like it sounds like when you would record a song off the radio by like holding the microphone up to the speaker. It was like noticeably bad VO making this transition.
Yeah, they did not plan on. They thought that scene was going to answer all the questions, when really like the first producer they showed that to was like, well, what was the point of that? Oh no, don't worry. There's another scene. We'll come up with another scene.
It's right. It's so, because every time that happens, like it's like somebody will be driving, I'll be like, oh, this is where we got to go to find this letter, or whatever. But it's like so obviously in response to some like producer being like, why the fuck are we here?
And then you've gotta address that. That's true. That's a valid note. She goes to find the professor of virtual philosophy, and his office, of course, is a gigantic library full of artifacts playing classical music, full of dinosaur bones. It looks like half a gift shop in there. And he's doing this thing where he's talking off screen and she's looking for him. And he tells her virtual reality is what they're doing right now, man. It's like talking without seeing each other. And she's looking at his back, and it's this old man. And then she goes to the curtain, and a younger hunk comes out shirtless as if to say, hey, that's virtual reality, man.
Yeah.
You assumed something that wasn't real.
You're leaving out a lot of misogyny, because he hears a female voice and he's like, why don't you go back to your sorority? Go back to your tampons, little girl. And
again,
he's right. Let me know in the comments if I nailed it.
So she tells him she had a VR experience, and he's like, shut up. I know what happened. You played the VR game down at the mall, and your boyfriend felt you up, and you didn't like it.
Yes.
How many times have people come to you with that problem that you assume that's true? And why aren't you doing something?
Into your fucking stupid basement?
He's never met a second type of woman other than the one who gets filled up at the arcade.
I would argue it seems like he doesn't seem to have met a woman.
Okay, that's possible too.
Or he's met a string of virtual reality sex crimes and he has not gone to the police.
Yep.
Was he getting a tattoo?
No, he was getting a massage from a very old man, from like an 85-year-old man, which I would again argue. Oh, okay. I mean, it's all up for interpretation. We got tattoo, I think massage.
He's getting a hand job from the Pixar toy maker,
She brags about the size of her unit, and he's like, oh, that's a good rig. But then he warns her against pursuing this any further, like, oh, I know something, but you're not going to be able to stop. She's like, it's a nightmare world full of murder mannequins. Why would she not be able to stop? It seems like the most stoppable thing at this point.
Right. It looks like the worst game I've ever played. It's like, well, I'm never going to play this again.
In every way but one, it's hell, and that one is that she's a little goth, and she can turn people into Adam Baldwin. No, that's still hell. That still checks out.
What's fucked up is that the fundamental conceit of the show is that virtual reality is not like a little world you make in a computer. It's this different realm that you're trying to pierce the membrane of, I guess, like a real like dream world that we are trying to somehow shatter the barrier of, and not just like a program. And so like it was hard for me to wrap my head around that being the premise of the show. Is that like that really what you want me to think? That's fucking crazy and stupid.
Well, it also approached it like it was like a commonly held thing. Like this is like it's a popular science fiction idea. It's like, what? It's like, well, you guys know how virtual reality is like this place. It's like this higher plane of existence you can go to if we can just like figure out it's like Narnia. You guys know it's like Narnia. Okay,
Yeah.
we're all on the same page.
Okay.
Fucking what?
It's really frustrating. What are the rules of your universe?
Right. I have no idea.
It's sort of like proto Inception, I guess.
Yeah, basically. But also I feel like we're at the halfway point of the episode and we still don't know what this show is going to be.
I think we get some answers when she goes home and cybers her mother.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, I said that weird. I'm sorry. What actually happens? She drags her demented vegetative mother into the virtual land of terror mannequins.
Yeah.
Like that's what she does. She has her VR powers, and she's like, I'm gonna bring my comatose mother into the nightmare world where mannequins breathe fire. Only this time it's nice. It's their old house in mostly human colors. Her mom asks how virtual reality works, and Sydney tells her, "It's like I program a dream and then bring somebody into it. Only when I wake up, I remember everything, and the other person only remembers how it makes them feel," which is not how virtual reality. That's not what the virtual boy did.
Insane.
The virtual boy did not do that. We had proto virtual reality.
Right. All it did was give me a headache. It made me really
Like
sweaty.
if you're saying that's
It's something a dog would think as it was suffocating to death. It is so fucking stupid.
if you're saying in the show that's her superpower, like okay, cool, that's her. That she drowned next to a computer and she got the ability to incept people.
Oh my god, is that what they're
mannequin
suggesting?
world.
I never even made that
No,
connection.
that's not. I'm saying if that would be one thing. I would be like, fuck it, I'm on board. That's not what they're saying. They're saying I bought such good technology at the Radio Shack that I can now incept people's brains over the phone with my VR rig.
What, like I bought so much Super Nintendo, I've now become Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you trying to say?
It's like if you put enough power into your Sega Genesis, you can make love to Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what the show is trying to say, and what I
You have just
intend
ruined
to prove.
so many people by saying that.
No, that's absolutely. There's like
So
several
many
websites.
houses are being burned down now because of what you just said, Sean.
So Sydney's pushing her mother in this virtual reality space for information on the night of the car crash, and her mom instantly runs into the other room to overdose on cyber pills, which she knew were there. And I guess when you
virtual reality suicide.
virtual reality suicide, and the rules apparently are when you overdose in virtual reality as a vegetable, absolutely nothing happens and you just remain a vegetable. I guess. Because like you're like, oh my god, so she died in real life? And then no, she's just still.
No, she's fine.
That's
Well,
just
no, we learned
She's
later
been a vegetable the whole time.
that if you die in VR, you go into a coma. So I guess since she was already
She's
in a coma,
already-
she's now either in the same coma or in a double coma. Those rules aren't established yet.
Well, she's on the beach with Leo, right?
yeah, she's all the
Yes.
way
Like she's on like the deepest.
all the way down to the
deepest
bottom.
level.
But her top is wobbling.
All just to get out of a conversation. Like every time you try to get her out of there, she just finds another bottle of those cyber pills. You're like, God damn it! How'd you find
She just-
on the beach? Where did you even get them?
She's going to take so many pills that she's going to turn into Adam Baldwin. That's what I'm worried about.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why she was taken that way out. So she did before she got turned into Adam Baldwin.
So Adam Baldwin, apparently that was Adam Baldwin. Like she really fully turned her neighbor into Adam Baldwin in that shower because now he's incepted like love into him. And now she's like, he asks her out. She's not bothered by the morality of cyber love potions or anything. She's just like, cool, awesome.
Is that what happened? I
think so. I
That's
don't
a good
know.
guess. I'm fine
But
with
he's
it.
like, he's into her now, and the neighbor advises her to fully drag Adam Baldwin into mannequin world as a trial run for their date. No ethical considerations here. Just, yeah. Are you curious how your date will go? Violate his mind.
It would kidnap a third person into this virtual world.
Hire an adult actor who looks a lot like them.
Right? Yeah. Just do the rehearsal.
Just do the rehearsal.
It's more ethical. Like it's okay. Make a giant puppet. That's the way to do it.
That's the solution. Have sex with a puppet that looks like them, and then you're ready for your date.
Yeah. But no, she does drag him into this horrifying terror world, and she tells him, like, oh God, don't hold back on me. Which is like, you get what you deserve at this point. If you're heading into he immediately turns into a feral monster.
Right. It doesn't. It's unclear why. Like he's like, I thought you were different from the other girls, but clearly you're not. I'm like, what happened?
All these bitches are constantly trying to incept me. They're just like all of the others.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just... He turns on her, he binds her with her own dress somehow, storm clouds rush in, and he chases her down with a knife and tells her he's going to kill her because he's actually a serial killer, and that she inceptioned into loving her, which is like... Sometimes you stumble onto kind of a good concept by just nesting stupid concepts over and over again. Until like one of them's kind of... Which like, that could be... It's almost something there with like, oh, you fucked up and you put the idea that he loves you into the mind of a serial killer. And you're like, oh, okay. I'm interested to see where this goes. No, not here. Not here. She
turned on everything, and I liked the show now that it achieved such a level of stupidity where I'm like, okay, this is great. That she went into a guy's mind and immediately finds that he's a serial killer. And the possibility of that being like on a show like this is already so silly, but to do it in the pilot, to be like, yeah, it's like Murder, She Wrote, but like dream cyberspace. It's so fucking stupid that I was like, yep, I'm in. Show's amazing.
Well, we'll see if you stay feeling that way.
We're like, it's like, and they solve murders. It's like such a punchline of a thing to add to a bad idea.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
So she rushes to ask the virtual philosophy professor about making force-loving serial killers in the mind space, and he's like, it's fine. It's probably all fine. Then she asks what happens if you die in virtual reality.
I was going to say that this guy's like 9 steps ahead of her, and he's stalking her. He has her hacked. Like, he's been following her progress in the impossible dream realm he did not know existed, but... She says, yeah, and here's the information I got from there. He's like, nah, I don't know. I think I want to hear the other guy's side. Let's hear the sex crime murderer's point of view, lady. Like, I don't like these he said, she said things.
Yeah, he thinks it's cool. It's fine. It's all fine.
It's fine. Don't even worry about it, lady.
What, he turned feral and was going to murder you in his mind? Like,
that could mean
who
anything.
wasn't? I do that all the time here in the 90s. Didn't you hear that shit I said about, like, women getting molested at the arcade, and I thought it was funny? Like, we're all monsters.
He did say he was able to recreate his sense of smell, and it burned his computer down.
He also says he put a pilot into a coma with virtual reality.
a real hot shot Israel flyboy is what he said.
Did he say Israel? I thought he said Navy flyboy. Holy shit, Israel flyboy's crazy.
It's all said like he doesn't have the rig that she does. Like, He says that shit about smell, like I barely got like a sense of smell, or because my computer burned down, like I couldn't do what you do, but it was still real enough to put a pilot in a coma when he crashed the flight simulator in VR.
He wanted to see what it felt like. Yeah,
he wanted to see what it felt like when you fucking lose a Microsoft Flight Simulator flight, like.
Yeah, but what if it was like closer to my eyes? Just put your eyes up against the screen when you crash. That's fine. That's all this is.
If you die in Microsoft Flight Simulator, you die in Microsoft DOS.
Yeah.
So she got no help. She decides that the only way to do this is to go back on an actual hot date with a virtual serial killer.
Oh, so fucking crazy.
Oh, did we remember to say that in the virtual realm, Adam Baldwin looks like Rick Astley?
I said he looks like a Cure video, but yeah, like Rick Astley in a Cure video is what they nailed. But in a 50s doo-wop style, it's such a mess. God, this show's
$1.5 million to make it look like that.
I cannot believe that.
It dances off the screen, let me tell you.
So she decides she has to go on this other virtual date, and she confronts him with the truth in virtual reality, which I guess is in his brain again. And then she summons
right? But he's going to only like have a vague memory of it. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, she summons... I guess his vague memory is, this bitch is fucking with me a lot. Like,
maybe he just figures he's getting more obsessed with her. I don't know.
I guess.
What must he be thinking?
So she summons the angry ghosts of his victims. I guess he is a serial killer. And I guess the victims are also trapped in virtual reality, which is his mind, which seems like, God, to be trapped within Adam Baldwin's mind in the virtual reality world is the worst version of hell I've ever heard.
That's a real brutal Black Mirror episode.
She finds out sort of where he hid the bodies because she sees a shovel next to a tree in the VR world. And that's going to help her track down the victims and dig them up in reality. So,
I mean, I've never seen a clearer landmark, honestly, Brockway. So how could you not find where this thing is?
So you think, Ari, that's what you think is going to happen. Like, she's like, oh, he buried them by this tree. And then we cut to reality and we're like, okay, her neighbor and her are going out to look for the tree. You're like, okay, I follow where this is going. Like, they're going to find the victims and then get them arrested. This is how they do the virtual reality murder, she wrote thing, right? No, it turns out they're only in this park. The neighbor brought her to a park, and she's like, this is a tree, like I saw in the dream. It's to explain the concept of tree to him. It's not the tree from the dream. She's like, see this? This is like what I saw in the dream, a tree. And he's like, whoa.
It is a tree.
This poor friend-zoned guy, his whole brain has been like infected with like sexual fantasies about her, right? Like his subconscious is yearning for her at this point in the show, right?
Yeah, apparently he tried to shower with her as
right.
himself.
They did that Irish Spring commercial together.
Yeah, he wanted to be himself, and then she like force Baldwined him.
Yeah, she
which again,
fuckceptioned him, and now he's ruined forever.
I mean, that must be the thing he took away. It's like, am I Baldwin?
Within each of us is an Adam Baldwin.
It's been awakened. So she decides there's only one thing left to do: find the bodies. No, it's go on the date for real with the serial killer.
With
this is
no
the third
backup
warning.
plan. They're like,
And
everyone
I have
knows.
to find out for real. Yeah, absolutely no backup plan, and I have to find out for real.
If he turns out to be a serial killer, I guess I'll die, but we'll all know.
It's the rule of threes, right? Like if the serial killer says, I'm going to kill you if you go on a date with me 2 times, and then you go on that third date. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like that feels like consent to me. For serial killing.
Let us know in the comments
That's
if
the
he's
law,
right.
For virtual serial killing. That's all we're talking about. So she's on the date with him for real, and she's like, I'm not sure what her plan is here. Like, you would suspect that there's
interrogating him.
Yeah, but there's not. You think like maybe the neighbor's there to like back her up, or like she's on She's on like the line with the cops or something.
Right, at the very least, have like somebody in the bushes, like in an earpiece or something.
Yeah, like you assume
95,
something is.
We have earpieces.
Something is going, or bring a knife or a gun or something.
Literally
like,
anything.
just in case.
A hammer.
And she doesn't. She's just a pure closet baby, and she's out to prove this guy's a serial killer by getting serial killed. And
it is compelling proof in her defense.
It is. He pulls a knife on her, and she runs for the payphone. And that payphone, I forgot to mention it, but the payphone is like, that's how she exits virtual reality.
Right.
But this is reality. So she runs up to the payphone, grabs it, and he's like literally a step behind her and just knocks her out. It's like, oh, okay.
She didn't have time
didn't work at all.
Put in the numbers, get someone on the line, tell them there's a serial killer chaser, which I guess that was her plan, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That was it was a bad plan. Mm-hmm. It didn't work.
And she wakes up to him digging her grave.
Yeah,
she wakes up looking up at the sky, hearing the sounds of a shovel.
That's amazing.
Sure enough, he's at the tree. So it was a tree.
Yeah, she nailed it.
Just
so she was right to point it out to her neighbor earlier.
Yeah, it was a tree. She was right.
It will be a tree like this one.
It would be, and it was. It was a tree. She turns the tables, gets a lucky hit in with a shovel, and starts to run away from him.
Some important stuff. She's not tied up or anything. A key to her escape was waiting for him to leave, and then she gets up. And then he shows up and he says, because the screenwriter wanted him to say something creepy, but didn't come up with anything good. So he just says, I love you, Sydney. And he went so crazy so fast. And then
really did, man.
She runs and falls into a grave filled with like exposed dead bodies and hits him with his own shovel.
He hits him with his own shovel and starts to run away. Only the virtual philosophy professor is there. And he tackles her into like his limo. I guess he's super rich from all the virtual philosophy. He tells her he bugged her system, but he couldn't hack into her VR. But he knew enough to follow her on this date. So he knew about the serial killer shit?
I guess he pieced it together by looking at his internet dossier that everybody had.
He reveals he's part of some secret virtual reality society with mysterious goals, and they're going to use her VR superpowers, which again are only given to her by virtue of her having built a really good computer. Like it's not her mutant superpower.
And she has to get somebody else on the phone to use it.
And we didn't stop Adam Baldwin.
See, I thought he fell on his
He's
knife.
dead. He fell on his knife. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that. I thought she just bonked him with the shovel.
I almost didn't get it. It's real, but his little knife is there in his little side. He fell on his knife.
I thought she just conked him one and then jumped in the limo with the virtual reality professor, and they're like, "Well, someone else's problem now."
I mean, he could very well still be alive.
Yeah, legally speaking, what she did is she jumped into a grave, rubbed her DNA all over a bunch of dead bodies, and then killed a man. So she might be in some trouble, is what I'm saying.
I like that he's been serial killing women in the same spot for decades and burying them in the same grave.
Also, just gonna put this out here for like maybe a potential sequel. She did turn her roommate into Adam Baldwin in his mind, which means he's got like a secret serial killer ghost in his head now.
That's a good point.
That's going to be the ticking time bomb of the season. That was actually a good seed to plant.
Yeah, that would have actually been cool. If they actually used that, I'm going to be really upset.
I cannot believe anyone picked up this pilot.
It's incredible. It's incredible how hard you fucked up. And for them to... Can you imagine somebody coming to you with this pilot and like showing you this fucking nonsense that happens here? And then at the end of it, they say, and guess what? That only cost us the equivalent of $3 million to make. You'd be like, what?
I'd get a trapdoor in my office the next day.
Right. You would beat that person to death with an ashtray.
This has to be...
Like, what network was this on?
It's incredible. Even for Fox, it's incredible. It's just that the 13 episodes at $3 million. So this costs like $39 million to make in equivalent money, like adjusting for inflation. Somebody
Game
used
of Thrones
this
money.
Somebody used this show to steal $40 million. This is like the crime of the century that we've uncovered.
And they got to meet Marky Post.
Wow, man, they're basically bragging about the crime in the very beginning by having the man from U.N.C.L.E. be like, look at all this shit I stole from work.
Look at all of my embezzlement. You stole $40 million. Like this, I guess this has been a true crime podcast.
Einstein, Hunter, Frankfurt.